Liverpool 1, Everton 0, one step closer towards the Premier League title for Liverpool for Arne Slot. You feel this run of games for Liverpool now, more of a procession, more of a ceremony of getting over the line, actually winning the Premier League title. Could happen as early as the end of April, early May, so a few weeks' time. But it is still on a footballing level very, very crucial, because you feel that if Liverpool finish the season weakly, maybe drop a few points, rotate too many players, maybe those players don't even renew their contracts going into the summer. Obviously, Van Dijk, Salah, Trent's going. That maybe the start of next season isn't as maybe confident or as exciting as it could be for Liverpool. The big test, in my opinion, for Arne Slot and Liverpool and the FSG model, the proof will be in the pudding next season, when City are back, when Arsenal have got a fully fit squad, Chelsea, Man United challenge as well. What Liverpool have done this season has been absolutely incredible. It's one of the greatest stories ever for a new manager at a big club in the Premier League. The way Liverpool dominated the league in the first 4 to 5 months, I've almost never seen anything like it for a good 10 to 15 years, maybe since Mourinho in 2004 with Chelsea. And that Mourinho side, struggled in the Champions League, won the League Cup all those years ago. And the last few weeks, Liverpool have time to reflect. The way they lost to PSG at home will be a bitter, bitter disappointment. The EFL Cup final. And getting the job done against Everton, very, very professional, lots of standout performances. But what I'm trying to say is that Liverpool, they can afford to rotate a lot of players. They can afford to just grind out a few wins, a few draws, maybe take their foot off the gas. They cannot mathematically afford to. But in the next few weeks, if they can finish strong, get 91, 92 points, have a really unbelievable finish to the season, it could set them up next season to dominate the league as well. And it gives Arne Slot a platform to go again. Because again, as I'm saying, the real test, I think, will be next season. I'm not trying to slag off Liverpool because they've been exceptional, but there will be a bigger challenge in the Premier League next season, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of squad will be facing that challenge, because obviously no Trent today in the side. This could be the final Merseyside derby for the likes of Salah, for the likes of Virgil van Dijk. Interesting, a little bit quieter from Salah today. Still electric, still created numerous chances in both halves of the game. Virgil van Dijk looked not leggy. I don't want to say leggy, but Beto really challenged him a couple of moments, and Beto hit the post in the first half and caused havoc a couple of moments. Uses physicality very, very well against Virgil van Dijk. And you could argue in the last couple of weeks, you are seeing Virgil van Dijk lose maybe not a yard of pace in terms of it being a permanent change to who he is, because I still think he's fantastic and a Rolls Royce. He's been probably the best centre-back in the league this season. But in the last couple of weeks, is it the end of season fatigue? Is there a criticism or a critique of FSG's model that actually you're playing Virgil van Dijk, who's 32, 33, Salah as well? Too many games in the crucial juncture of the season. I remember a couple of weeks ago, Liverpool played Southampton and Van Dijk, Salah started. I think Trent started as well. Too many players were starting in that kind of game, and it could have cost them against PSG. It could have cost them against Newcastle United. And you're seeing maybe that slight kind of tiredness and fatigue creeping in against Everton. They didn't take their chances, Everton, and it doesn't matter because they didn't score. And it's another clean sheet for what is an imperious backline for Liverpool. Absolutely fantastic. Kanate, I thought Robertson was fantastic as well. Put some really exciting balls in for Liverpool in the game. The midfield today, it's why Liverpool have won at the Premier League. Maybe it's a reason why they weren't able to compete against PSG's midfield as well, because a base of two, Gravenberch, McAllister, were able to mop up so much danger from Everton in the game. I feel they need an extra man in there. Szoboszlai for me at points doesn't always work. The energy looks good in the Premier League. Control of big games in Europe. There might need to be an additional signing to have Gravenberch, McAllister, and an extra kind of silky playmaker, a Bruno G, if you will. That kind of player that can come into the midfield and control it a little bit more than Szoboszlai, in my honest opinion. But Gravenberch was absolutely fantastic today. A couple of little first-time balls that just ease all the pressure, all the press. David Moyes has come into Everton, and he's not just told Everton to sit back. They have a high press at large parts of the game. They're a very intense side. David Moyes isn't parking the bus maybe like he was 15 years ago with the old Everton at points in big games, particularly away from home. They're intense. They've got their foot on the gas a little bit. And we did see that in one of the most controversial decisions in the Premier League this season. I think it's outrageous. I think it's one of the worst things I've seen in the Premier League. I say it every week on this channel, but VAR is an absolute disgrace to football. Tarkowski in the first half gets the ball as a slide tackle, boots up, middle of the shin of McAllister. So Tarkowski's entire weight is on his shin. Could have broken his leg. I always say that VAR shouldn't be in football. So if the referee on the pitch doesn't think it's a red card, then you just have to go with it with the flow of the game. You want these referees to make the best decisions live. If he said it was a red card at the time, it probably would have been right. But he said it was yellow, which I think is wrong. Then he's gone to VAR. I think it's Paul Tierney in the VAR Stockley Park room with all the LG Ultra HD 4K monitors. And even he couldn't see that it was a red. But I can on Twitter 1,000 miles away. It's absolutely embarrassing. Tierney has to overrule it. If we're going to ruin football with these interruptions, with these screens and technology that isn't taking us anywhere near close enough to the accuracy that was promised 5 years ago. It's been going on 5 years now, VAR. The protection of McAllister, where is it? If you're going to delay the game, check the screen or get, you're going to get that feedback in your ear from Paul Tierney. And he doesn't think it's a red either. It's embarrassing. I don't think there's anything malicious in it. I don't think it needs to be reviewed after the game. I'm just talking about it because VAR is still making big errors. And it really could have hindered McAllister. Where's the protection? It reminded me a little bit of Eduardo against Birmingham City all those years ago. It could have been a nightmare, career-ending injury for McAllister. But he shrugged it off, and actually, he controlled the game for large parts. We have to talk about the winning goal for Diogo Jota, who, I'll be honest, I thought he's really taken his foot off the gas in the last, I'd even say 2 or 3 months. Maybe that's down to injuries. Maybe that's down to a lack of playing time. Maybe not necessarily his fault. But Jota, for me, the goal running through a mazy run, 3 or 4 players from Everton. It was a fantastic finish down the middle, letting Jordan Pickford go down, and then he finishes it. It's a beautiful little effort. If Jota can pick up a little bit of form and fitness, I think it's always fitness with Jota. If you can string 20 games in a row with Jota, he's probably going to score in 13 of the games, something like that. If he's injured, it's always 1s and 2s and big pauses. I think he could be scoring a lot more goals for Liverpool. He's a big asset, particularly if Núñez leaves, particularly if Mohamed Salah leaves. Even Diaz has been linked to leaving. Jota could be the one constant next season that could still impact Liverpool in a positive way. Lots to cheer about. Beating Everton in a derby is a big one. Getting closer towards the Premier League title. But I just had to talk about this game because of that controversy. I mean, the controversy. It's crazy. How are we still here 5 years on? It's like we've been going on a long time now. This isn't a couple of years. We're talking 2020, 2019. 6 years, 5 years of these mistakes.